The administration of Donald Trump is reportedly reviewing a range of military options against Iran, a move that has intensified geopolitical tensions and prompted urgent diplomatic engagement across several world capitals. Senior officials familiar with internal deliberations say the discussions are part of a broader strategy to respond to growing concerns over Iran's regional activities, its missile development program, and its nuclear ambitions. While no final decision has been announced, the mere consideration of military action marks a significant shift in tone and has raised fears of a potential escalation in an already volatile region. Sources within the White House indicate that the president has asked defense and intelligence agencies to present detailed scenarios that include targeted airstrikes on strategic facilities, cyber operations, and enhanced naval deployments. The Pentagon is believed to be assessing the risks and possible outcomes of each option, including the likelihood of retaliation by Iran and its allied groups across the Middle East. Military analysts caution that even a limited strike could trigger a wider conflict involving multiple fronts. Given Tehran's established influence in countries such as Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon, the developments have sparked immediate reactions from the international community. The United Nations has called for restraint and urged all sides to prioritize dialogue over confrontation, warning that any military action could have severe humanitarian and economic consequences. European leaders, many of whom have been working to preserve diplomatic frameworks related to Iran's nuclear program, are seeking clarification from Washington while emphasizing the need for a negotiated solution. Global markets have also responded to the uncertainty, with oil prices fluctuating amid concerns about possible disruptions in the Persian Gulf, a critical route for international energy supplies. Inside the United States, the issue has quickly become a subject of intense political debate. Lawmakers in Congress have demanded briefings on the administration's intentions, with some insisting that any military action would require legislative approval. Supporters of a tougher stance argue that maintaining credible military pressure is essential to counter Iran's strategic capabilities and deter further expansion of its influence. Critics, however, warn that another conflict in the Middle East could have long-term consequences for American troops, regional stability, and the global economy. Iranian officials have responded with strong warnings, stating that any attack on their territory would be met with a swift and decisive response. State media has portrayed the reports as part of a continuing pattern of external pressure, while military commanders have highlighted the country's missile systems and regional alliances as a powerful deterrent. The rhetoric on both sides has raised concerns among observers about the risk of miscalculation, particularly in areas where U.S. and Iranian forces operate in close proximity. Regional powers are closely monitoring the situation, with some quietly increasing security measures around key infrastructure and military installations. Countries in the Gulf have expressed concern about the potential for spillover effects, including disruptions to shipping lanes and energy exports. Israel has reiterated its long-standing position that Iran must not be allowed to develop nuclear weapons capability, a stance that aligns with Washington's stated objectives but also adds another layer of strategic complexity. Meanwhile, other nations in the region are calling for de-escalation, emphasizing the economic and humanitarian costs of a large-scale confrontation. Experts suggest that the current posture may also be part of a broader effort to strengthen Washington's negotiating position. By signaling that military options remain on the table, the administration could be seeking to pressure Tehran into accepting stricter limits on its nuclear and missile programs. However, such strategies carry inherent risks, as they can lead to hardened positions rather than renewed dialogue. Diplomatic channels, both public and back channel, are reportedly still active, indicating that a negotiated outcome remains possible. The economic implications of the crisis are already being felt beyond the energy sector. Investors are shifting towards safer assets. Airlines are reviewing flight paths in the region, and shipping companies are reassessing insurance costs for vessels operating near potential flashpoints. Economists warn that a prolonged period of uncertainty could slow global growth and place additional strain on developing economies that are heavily dependent on stable energy prices.